played well on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. I really thought we got back to really moving the basketball. We had 18 assists in the first half, and ended up with 29 for the game, which was encouraging. And overall, I thought we played well. The other part of that, I think, for Russell to be able to do what he did tonight, is really, really remarkable. There's a reason that record has stood for as long as it has, but I think the great part about it also was I think our entire team shared in that as well, and everybody was a part of it, which was kind of great. So, hopefully we can go on the road tomorrow and play and build off of what we did tonight.
I know we asked you 15 different ways about a pregame. You just talked about it, but kind of pausing the game there for a minute and Russ, acknowledging. I mean, that had to feel like a pretty great moment to be a part of.
It really was. I mean, I'm not trying to diminish or not that I don't want to talk about. I mean, it's not even about diminishing. I mean, what he has done historically is just remarkable in this day and age, and the fact that what Oscar Robertson did so long ago has really stood the test of time to show, how hard it is to do what he did. And no one really probably has ever come close. And I do really feel like tonight was a team moment too. And obviously Russell was the one that scored and assisted and rebounded, no question. But you have to be part of a team for that to happen. And that was the really, I think, great part too. I think Russell was really humbled, and the guys were great. Certainly the fans were awesome, and rightfully so. I mean, what he did, up to this point in time was historic. And I think people said they've never seen a person put up numbers like that. And the other part that's been really, I think, positive too is when that's happened, our team has won. I'm not saying we win all the time, but clearly when he's impacting the game with his assists, his rebounds, and scoring, it has helped our team. And I think the record speaks for itself. And I don't want to sit there and say we need him to do that every night, because I don't believe that's the case. But I do think that when he does do that, he's impacting the game in so many ways. It's always a positive for our team.
Billy, you talked about the team and their contributions. Did they want to do this for Russell? And did they have an awareness of the history that's been tied into not just tonight and tying Oscar Robertson, but the entire season as a whole as Russell's gone on?
I'm sure the guys are aware of it just because everybody gets asked about it on a regular basis. I don't know if the guys felt like they were doing. You probably should ask them. I do feel like our chemistry in our locker room and the relationships that these guys have established this year, with the fact that we've got some new players, I think is very healthy and very positive, and guys really enjoy each other's company. I've said this before. I get a chance to watch Russell from a leadership standpoint off the floor and in practice and in shoot-arounds. And the group, really, really gets along very, very well. And the one thing that's great too is that I think that what I've always felt is the players are happy for Russell, and I think also part because they realize they contributed in that as well.
Yeah, Billy, Samaj seemed to really play well tonight. We've thought all along that come the playoffs, you might go with Victor as your backup point guard, but you haven't done that much all season. Are you pretty much set with Christian taking over the offense when Russell sits?
Yeah, I mean, I totally get and understand that, playoffs are different, and, Samaj has not had the opportunity to do that. I feel very confident with Samaj. I feel very confident with Norris. I think, there was a situation last year where, Cameron was playing, and then we kind of put Dion back there some from an experience standpoint. So I think anything can happen. I think we've got to obviously always keep our options open and utilize the roster to the best of our ability. But I think Samaj has played really well. I'm really, really proud of him and happy for him, because here's a guy that, played in the D-League his rookie year, went overseas to play, came back, played 35 games, had to sit on the bench when Cameron came back healthy. Norris comes in, we try to get him acclimated real quick, and he's got to go back to the bench. And he's been a pro all the way through, and I think he probably has a different appreciation than most players, because the fact that he knows what it's like to play in the D-League. being a development. He knows what it's like to be in a foreign country and not have anybody speak English and just play. Like, he's been humbled along the way, so there's an appreciation for where he's at right now, and he's an unselfish guy, and he's a team guy, and I have confidence that he can go in there and play and help our team. Now, what happens if in course of a playoff series, something's going on and we have to make a change? Yeah, maybe it could happen, but I think right now I feel very, very comfortable with both he and Norris.
Hey, Billy, do you have any update on Alex and I guess just how disappointing was
Yeah,
it the way he was starting to see that?
Yeah, I mean, the ball's going in the basket, which was great to see him shooting the ball. I thought he played really, really well tonight. Did a lot of good things. I mean, obviously he shot it well, but he both put the ball on the floor. Had some great contributions. I think we're optimistic. We don't feel like there's like anything too severe, but he's got to get an MRI and X-rays and those kind of things, and we'll have an update of where he is. We're probably not going to find out till later tonight. And again, I say that we're optimistic that everything's okay, but certainly the X-rays will prove, MRI will prove exactly what's going on, and we'll have more details later.
Billy, where's that first half from Andre rank among his best defensive performances this year?
I told him coming off the floor in the first quarter, I thought he was unbelievable in the first quarter. The job that he did, I thought he was so disruptive. He deflected balls, he stole balls, he blocked shots, he got to the front of the rim on offense, he cut, he moved. I mean, he was like a one-man disruptor out there for us. I mean, what he did defensively in that first quarter was phenomenal, and the way he closed the half was great for us too. I mean, I thought he played really, really well. And that's the thing sometimes as a coach is so much of these guys' headlines get drawn by, numbers a lot of times, and I understand that. But here's a guy that, took 6 shots in the game, and in that first half had a huge impact in the game in an incredible way. And I told him at the end of the first quarter, so that was an unbelievable first quarter you just played. I mean, he did it in every possible way. Assists, dives to the basket, ball movement, steals, deflections, switching out, rebounding. I mean, he was all over the place.